Hello! Today we're going to be reading from the Journeys reading series by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. And we're going to be reading story number 22. And this story is called Gloria, Who Might Be My Best Friend. Before we start, I'm going to show you some brief vocabulary words, and then we'll go over these words at the end. The words that I'd like to show you that are our vocabulary words for this story are copy, to make the same thing again, heavily, a lot of something, guessed, to say what you think might be true, answered, to respond or talk to someone who called or talked to you, lonely, feeling by yourself and sad, planning, deciding to make something happen, seriously, to think hard about something that is important, and not, twisting string to make it stay. In this story, Gloria, Who Might Be My Best Friend, we're going to read about a couple of topics. We'll be reading about the topic of moving to a new neighborhood. Have you ever moved to a new neighborhood before? How did it feel? Were you excited or worried or some other feeling? We'll also be talking about the topic of making a kite. Have you ever flown a kite before? Have you ever made a kite before? If you haven't, maybe you can make one after reading this story. And we'll also be talking about wishes. Have you ever wished on something? Do you know of a trick or superstition or rhyme that helps you make a wish? Listen for those topics and friendship in the story Gloria, Who Might Be My Best Friend. By the end of this story, I'd like to ask you, what can you learn from a character's words and actions? This is Julian, and this is Gloria. At the end, I'll ask you what Julian's words and actions helped you learn about him, and what Gloria's words and actions helped you learn about her. The title of this story is Gloria, Who Might Be My Best Friend, from the Stories Julian Tells, by author Anne Cameron, and illustrated by Mike Reed. If you have a girl for a friend, people find out and tease you. That's why I didn't want a girl for a friend. Not until this summer, when I met Gloria. It happened one afternoon when I was walking down the street by myself. My mother was visiting a friend of hers, and Huey was visiting a friend of his. Huey's friend is 5, and so I think he's too young to play with. And there aren't any kids just my age. I was walking down the street feeling lonely. A block from our house, I saw a moving van in the front of a brown house. And men were carrying in chairs and tables and bookcases and boxes full of I don't know what. I watched for a while, and suddenly I heard a voice right behind me. Who do you think the voice belongs to? Who's standing right behind him? We can't see in this picture. Who are you? I turned around, and there was a girl in a yellow dress. She looked the same age as me. She had curly hair that was braided into 2 pigtails with red ribbons at the ends. I'm Julian, I said. Who are you? I'm Gloria, she said. I came from Newport. Do you know where Newport is? I wasn't sure, but I didn't tell Gloria. It's a town on the ocean, I said. Right, said Gloria. Can you turn a cartwheel? She turned sideways herself and did 2 cartwheels on the grass. I had never tried a cartwheel before, but I tried to copy Gloria. My hands went down in the grass. My feet went up in the air. And I fell over. I looked at Gloria to see if she was laughing at me. If she was laughing at me, I was going home and forget about her. But she just looked at me very seriously and said, "It takes practice." And then I liked her. What do you learn about Gloria when Julian does a cartwheel? What do you learn about this character by her words and actions? What did Gloria say to Julian when he tried to do a cartwheel and fell? Would you want to be friends with someone who had words and actions like Gloria? I know I would. I know where there's a bird's nest in your yard, I said. Really? Gloria said. There weren't any trees in the yard or any birds where I lived before. I showed her where a robin lives and has eggs. Gloria stood up on the branch and looked in. The eggs were small and pale blue. The mother robin squawked at us, and she and the father robin flew around our heads. What do you think Gloria and Julian will do when the birds are flying around squawking? They want us to go away, Gloria said. She got down from the branch, and we went around to the front of the house and watched the moving men carry 2 rugs and a mirror inside. Would you like to come over to my house? I said. All right, Gloria said, if it's all right with my mother. She ran in the house and asked. It was all right, so Gloria and I went to my house, and I showed her my room and my games and my rock collection, and then I made strawberry punch, and we sat at the kitchen table and drank it. You have a red mustache on your mouth, Gloria said. You have a red mustache on your mouth, too, I said. Gloria giggled, and we licked off the mustaches with our tongues. I wish you'd live here a long time, I told Gloria. Gloria said, I wish I would too. I know the best way to make wishes, Gloria said. What's that? I asked. First, you make a kite. Do you know how to make one? Yes, I said. I know how. I know how to make good kites because my father taught me. We make them out of 2 crossed sticks and folded newspapers. All right, Gloria said. That's the first part of making wishes that come true. So let's make a kite. We went out into the garage and spread out the sticks and the newspaper and made a kite. I fastened the kite string and went to the closet and got rags for the tail. do you think you could make a kite out of newspaper and 2 sticks? What do you think making a kite has to do with making wishes come true? Do you have some paper and 2 pencils? Gloria asked, because now we make the wishes. I didn't know what she was planning, but I went in the house and got pencils and paper. All right, said Gloria. Every wish you want to have come true, you write on a long, thin piece of paper. You don't tell me your wishes, and I don't tell you mine. If you tell your wishes, don't come true. Also, if you look at the other person's wishes, your wishes don't come true. Have you ever made wishes by tying papers to the tail of a kite? I haven't. Let's see what else they have to do to make their wishes come true. Gloria sat down on the garage floor and started writing her wishes. I wanted to see what they were, but I went to the other side of the garage and wrote my own wishes instead. I wrote, here are the 5 wishes that Julian wrote. I'm going to let you read those wishes on your own. Do you have any of the same wishes that Julian is writing on his paper? Let's see if we find out Gloria's wishes. I folded my 5 wishes in my fist and went over to Gloria. How many wishes did you make? Gloria asked. 5, I said. How many did you make? 2, Gloria said. I wondered what they were. Now we put the wishes on the tail of the kite, Gloria said. Every time we tie one piece of rag on the tail, we fasten a wish in the knot. You can put yours in first. I fastened mine in, and then Gloria fastened in hers, and we carried the kite into the yard. How do you think they make sure the wishes come true? Let's keep reading and find out how they make the wishes come true. Also, listen for the description of the kite tail that the